Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I am going to show you how I made my first random sound generator, which is Sully's Random Wub Generator Volume 1. You can access the download link below via my Gumroad, where you can purchase it, or you can sign up for my Patreon in the description below, where you can access this rack for free, along with a bunch of other presets, sample packs, tutorial videos, and the list goes on and on. All right, let's dive into how I made this. I have this MIDI clip up here playing an F note, and to give you a brief idea of what it sounds like, I'll flip through some of these presets that I made. All different kinds of timbres, tones. Let's break this down. We have a dual chain setup here. The top chain is going to be pretty much where all the tone is coming from, the harmonics. The bottom is going to be the sub. And you could further customize this if you wanted to, but I wanted to make this as easy to use as possible. Let's take a look inside of the Serum instance. We have two oscillators going on. One is this FFT add seconds, and then the second oscillator is the harmonic series. Right away, I have oscillator A and B hooked up to macros externally that are then being routed to the master macros over here. I also have my Ableton rack, the Sully Wub Generator. This is just a rack that I've used a lot over the last couple of years. It's taking the tone, putting a lot of compression on it, and then it's refiltering that sound, adding noise, reverb, and then a little bit of brightening post EQ at the end. And then on this chain, I just have a low cut filter to chop out all of the unnecessary low end that would be taking up the same space as our sub. So there's two ways to use this rack, and I guess three if you include all the presets. You could just use the presets and tweak them. So that's option one. Option two is you can individually tweak these parameters. Let's say you don't know what you're going for. I've made this rack really useful for randomization and creating random sounds from scratch. A couple of important things to note. The top row is going to be all randomizing knobs, right? So as I hit this random knob here, you can see it is randomizing the amount of all of these macros, right? All of them are changing. The bottom row, however, will not change. These are static effects. These static effects will include the LFO offset, so kind of the starting position of the LFO, the filter type. For this, there is really no easy way to visualize this. You'll have to open up the auto filter and see what kind of filter that we are on. Then we have the reverb dry and wet and the reverb decay. I felt like you would decide whether or not you wanted it to have reverb or not. And then the last thing is the octave shift. So on the harmonic series, you have the ability to go up one octave. Let's just start randomizing these results and see what we get. Right, so not all of them are usable in randomizing mode. You might have to tweak some parameters, but most of them are very usable, and I could see them working in the context of a song. Let's go from left to right. Let's see what these knobs up here in the randomizing tab are doing. So we have oscillator A tone and B tone. You can see as I'm shifting those, the wavetables in Serum are changing, and that's essentially going to give us all the tonality in our wub. Then we have the center frequency for our auto filter, right? So you can see here that the auto filter is opening up and closing, and I've set the minimum value to be a 100 and the maximum value to be 600 hertz because I feel like that's a good range to introduce the fundamental frequency of our wub. Then we have the resonance knob, so this is going to just accentuate that center point frequency or decentuate it. We also have the noise amount here and the noise frequency, so those have limited parameters as well. The minimum is going to be 20 on the noise amount and the maximum is going to be 100. That way it's never too bright or too dim, right? There's always a little bit of noise. If you want to turn that off, then you would just have to go over here and turn off the erosion. Then we have the noise frequency, so 7,000 hertz to 10,000 hertz. Of course, if you want to change any of these ranges, you can just hit this map tab here and customize it to your liking. We have the LFO amount here, so that is how much this LFO right here is going to open up and close. So this really accentuates the envelope of the wub. All right, so how aggressive do you want that envelope to be? That's going to be the LFO amount. And then the LFO sync rate, so this is going to be the rate of the LFO. I have the maximum to be 1/32, the minimum to be 1/2 note. Those are all the knobs. And again, yeah, we have a dedicated sub, so we don't have to worry about any low-end bleed. We're always going to have this clean, sustained sub, and you could add post-processing onto this however you like, but right out of the box, it's going to sound very usable. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what other random sound generators you would want me to take a crack at in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next video.